Hello Flyffer, welcome to Magician Level 15 to 60 Leveling Guide by Mokung in Flyff Universe. So without further ado, let's start with skills. In Magician class, our first skill that we are going to use after we have changed the job from Vagrant to Magician is Mental Strike. This is a very powerful skill. This skill deals the most damage compared to any other class's skills. So first, I recommend you to max out the Mental Strike. Next, you are going to decide which elements you are going to use in your skills. So for my preference, I choose fire and water elements. You need to choose the elements according to the strong against diagram on the right. So this diagram basically say that fire is strong against wind, water is strong against fire, electric is strong against water, earth is strong against electric, and wind is strong against earth. After you chose your elements, you can now decide to max out your level 25 skill or not at level 25. Sometimes you're just bored and you want to change your skill for Mental Strike. The level 25 skill might be a better option for you, but in some elements it deals less damage than Mental Strike. For example, in fire skill the damage is reduced, and in the wind skill, the strong wind skill that was nerfed the range that it pushes back, and the strong wind skill also have less damage compared to skill like water ball and lightning shock at level 25. At level 40 is now your time to shine as a combo magician. For the first option, I use the skill fireball first because it has a debuff of increasing the damage of water element skills afterwards. So in action slot, I put the fireball skill first and then follow up by water well for 4 times until the monsters die. Or if you choose other 2 elements, like in my option 2, if you chose earth and wind, you are going to use the earth first because earth has a debuff of increase the wind damage by 25%, and then you use the wind skill for 4 times in action slot. And for new players, if you are going to play magician, you are going to put your stat in all intelligence and maybe put some into stamina to prevent you from dying when you are facing monsters. So that's the stat build and skills for magician. Next, let's talk about weapons. In magician, every time if you have a choice to choose between staff or wand, you should always choose staff because the staff always deal more damage in skill compared to a wand. After you have changed your class to magician, you can use any staffs in the game. If it has a mental strike increased damage, that would be good as well to help you increase your damage. And then you use that staff or the staff that drop from the monsters until you reach level 30. At level 30 you have a quest that you can receive from Luda Infraris. It's called the Red Bank quest. It also gives you a lot of penya and a lot of experience, and also at the end of the quest you will get the weapon of your choice. And the next time that you are going to change your weapon is at level 40. So I recommend the stick of Whelperporn that has the decreased casting time for 10% and added wind mastery for 5%. And if you can't find the stick of Whelperporn, the Flam staff is also a good option, as it also have the decreased casting time. The branch of Rice's wand has the lowest damage compared to these two, but if you aim to change to the Sightkeeper in the future and don't have the money to afford the Guardian wand, you can use the Branch of Rises first. Next, let's talk about equipment set. So in Magician, you can choose any of the sets. At level 15, if you wear the 4 pieces of set, you will get decreased casting time for 5%, and in level 30, plus 10%, and in level 45, plus 15%, and in level 60, you will get the casting speed 15 along with HP for 15%. So you can choose any of these sets, but if you don't have access to these sets from drops or from other players, you can also buy your equipment from the NPC, which also provide a great defense to increase your survivability in leveling. Next, let's talk about how are you going to do the leveling. The first method is through grinding monsters. If you have a limited budget and do not have access to good buffs, you should attack the monster only 0 to 3 levels above your character level. This will decrease your kill time and will increase your experience received overall. But if you have a limited budget and access to plenty of buffs, you can attack the character 6 level above your character level. The second method that you obviously need to do is the quest office. Every time you attack monsters and you get the drop of a purple box, which in the game we call it quest item or QI. You can use this quest item to finish the quests, or sometimes the quest office offers you to attack some monsters, which will not take long, but you have to check in every now and then after you have leveled up your character to check whether you get your quest office or not. Typically, it will provide you with an experience of 10% to 25% per quest in quest office. So it's great for you to check these NPCs after you have finished grinding your monsters. The third method is through chain quests. These chain quests will be in the quest list of chain and general. These quests will provide you with experience, penya, and the most importantly, inventory space. These chain quests will show up as a red exclamation mark above the NPC head. If you want to enjoy the game as much as possible, I recommend you to do all these 3 methods while you're leveling in order to gain the experience of a new player, as well as receive what the game developer designed for us to enjoy. Last thing, let's talk about the consumables. So in-game shop, whether as a vagrant or as a magician, you need to purchase the HP potion from the food NPC in each town, and the MP potion as a magician you only use skill in your leveling, so you are going to have your MP potion at you at all times. So in MP potion, I recommend everyone to get the 5th refresher every time, and in the HP potion, you can look at your character. You can look at your character HP and decide which one is suitable for you, because sometimes you will run out of penya buying these 2 HP and MP potion, so you should choose wisely based on where your character is now. Next, let's talk about cash shop items for magician. If you are not intending to play seriously, you just play for fun and don't want to spend any money to this game, you don't need any. You just need HP potion and MP potion, and then you can spam your skill as much as you want. But if you have some money to spare, you can use the activation skill, which will action slot usable at all times, and you can also buy the power up scroll, as this scroll will add it to your attack and your HP directly. The damage added is pretty significant for low level players, and if you want to level faster, you can use the scroll of amplification ES This one is not stackable, meaning you can only use it one at a time, unlike Flyff PC that you can use it 3 or 5 times and it will add it to 250%. But this one only increase your experience gain by 50%. And if you are a filthy rich player, and if you want to play the magician as fast as possible to level 60, the first thing you can buy is the refresher hold to make your MP full at all time, the upcut stone to increase your damage, the flask of intelligence to increase your intelligence for 20, the potion of clarity to increase your decreased casting speed time for 10%, and the scroll of amplification at level 20, 40, and 60. This one is stackable up to 2, so you can have the maximum experience gain boost by 100%. But please be aware that unlike Flyff PC, for example, the scroll of amplification for level 1 to 20, if you use it at level 20 and then your character level is going to level 21, the scroll will disappear completely. So please only use it when you are within the range of the level that is written in the description of the scroll. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please leave a like and subscribe. Bye bye.